You say on your website you are, and I want to make sure I get this right. In 2020, you are one of the explain the African American owned improv theater and training center. You had put that on your website, correct?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you said you got kind of a response when you did that.
Well, what is beautiful is that there are more ethnicities in general coming to the forefront in this art form.
And you didn't discover that until you put it on your website, right?
I think that it was summer of 2020. I posted in a group on Facebook. I'm like, hey, I've tried to do some research around this, and is it true that I'm the only African American owned improv training center, like with a 6th level training program in the United States? And no one corrected me. And as we know, the internet is one of the first places to get corrected from afar.
Right. And criticized. Right. Yeah, criticized yes. Too.
And yeah, so I started saying that, you know. For me, I've never wanted anything that I've done to be about race. I want it to be about the work, doing the work, getting it done, you know. I want the work to stand on its own because I think that that's the way it should be, right? But I decided, yeah, I'm going to lean in. Mm-hmm. I'm going to lean into this because I, as a community leader, have an opportunity to inspire others. You know, I have the opportunity to show, hey, yes, you too can do this, right? And in the past 6 months, I've been thrilled to see so many more talks around race and in improv. You know, I don't feel like I have been able to come out and be a big part of those talks yet. I have always been like, heads down, I got to get this done because, quite frankly, until recently, I've probably done 90 to 95% of all the work that it takes to run my company, you know, and that's from web design, graphic design, building the infrastructure. And then when the shelter in place came, it took me 5 days to pivot and I was already teaching online. And then I created this whole fly technique, this new approach to online improvisation, and then figuring out all the technology. So my plate is stupidly full. But I'm working towards alleviating a lot of that work, which is super exciting.
So in these conversations, what is important to be talking about in terms of race and improv?
Giving opportunity. You know, I did an interview for a company called We Excel, and one of their guests was talking about Burning Man. So she was talking about how she went to Burning Man and how it was so amazing and it was life-changing for her. And she had never gone because she didn't think that it was for her. Because on all the advertising, on anything having to do with Burning Man, she never saw African Americans there. And so this idea of like showing people like there's a lot of people doing this. There's a lot of people of many different ethnicities, you know, doing this art form. Yes, we can.
Jimmy Carrane's a nerd. Jimmy Carrane's an improv nerd. Jimmy Carrane's a nerd. Oh, Jimmy Carrane. Jimmy Carrane's a nerd. Jimmy Carrane's an improv nerd. Jimmy Carrane's a nerd.